Welcome back to Warlock, and as we get started, we are going to go out and look at a few places that will cover energy. But in order to do so, I've mentioned that we needed to have a journal for this, and I thought it was worth doing a quick video on the fact that I actually have a couple. Now, the first journal that I use is in fact this one, which is my field journal, and in it I will be writing just about anything, to be honest. Some things don't make it into my record, some do. It all depends. But I find this to be an incredibly good size. It's an A5 journal, it's relatively thick, and I go through a lot of these. They're pretty cheap. You can put all sorts of stuff in them. I have a couple, which I have gathered over the years to do all my stuff. This is another one I use that somebody gave me. It's got a nice little closure. And what I put in them is all sorts of different things. They can be just about anything. And I find that while out, I like a pencil rather than a pen for the most part, though I do write sometimes. But when I've gathered things of import or interest when I come home, I then put them into something else. So I do have a rather fancier journal, which is made from parchment paper, which I use for varying records on training and practice. And then I have my notes journal, and my note journal is designed for those things which I record entirely for myself. And this one's a bit of an interesting one because it's actually 4 books in one in a sleeve which folds out. So I will see if I can get it open for you to look at. There's one side, there's the other folded. So there's 4 journals in there, each with a thin book, and this one is kept entirely just for the notes that I use. The ones which remind me of the important things for me, and they're separated into categories. So those things which I find are important to use for some kind of alchemical mixture, be it the salts that I use in order to do any kind of personal healings or exorcisms and stuff, and other mixtures which either aid or retard any kind of your energy work. Stuff like that goes in there. I've got one on spirits where I put in all my notes about my own spirits most especially, but others as well. And so I have multiple books which I keep. I like small ones. I find the little A5 ones to be the best for carrying around and using as you go about. You could have a bigger one at home if you were so desirous. It's entirely up to you. But they give you a bit of an idea as to what sorts of things are usable and useful while you're out and about and doing the notations of things. When we go and we experience forms of ley line and energy use, you will need to make notes in a number of things. One, what it feels like, how it affects you, whether it's the kind of energy you feel is good or bad for you, because the different energy forms may or may not be suitable for you. And absolutely, you will find it very useful in the future to be able to filter that energy and draw in what you need and not what you don't. And you will find some places tend to work better for you than others. You will also probably want to, in your area where you live, work, and so on, make note of some kind of a map of what type of energies you will find. Now, I've moved to a new area recently, well, a couple of years now, and all the maps that I did have of where the energy lines were are no longer valid because now I am in a new place. That's quite a good few miles away from where I was. It's an 8-hour drive. So clearly things are very different here to what they were. The environment's different in a lot of different ways, and that kind of import are things that you will need to note down, make note of, possibly write into some form of journal to give you ease of access to later on. So there are a lot of things that are important for the use thereof. Drawing and using energy as the basis for almost all of the skills that you will do, whether it is the magic, the psychic skills, or just the kind of things that are going to draw in things from the spirit world. You get a lot of different places that hold energy for different reasons. You will find churches, graveyards, places where people gather greatly will draw in certain forms of energy and create energy wells. You will find ley lines naturally do cause a flow of energy of different types. We will talk more on ley lines as we go. There's a lot of things about it that need to be noted, and it's not just about the tools and the general rituals or practices at all. It's all about knowing your environment. When you are working with the spirits, bear in mind you are working with the world. This is not religion. This is not about worshipping. This is about being aware of what is around you, the greater number of things that are, and how it will affect the environment around you. Interestingly enough, there's even been studies on this, and people have found that it can have a great effect on you. You can change and manipulate the energy around you, and where they have not done so in hospitals, people don't heal as far. And when they have actually up the energy into a positive vibe and a positive energy, people heal faster and better, which shows that energy is there and we interact with it all the time, whether we realize it or not. And that's very important for anyone that is working with energy, or who is, like we are attempting to be, a warlock, which works with energy and with the spirits. So keep that in mind. Have yourself a decent notebook available to be able to do all the things you need to do, because it will become important in your craft and in your life and in your experience. So thank you for joining me on this one on Warlock, and I'll see you in the next one.